Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sound Blaster 1987 here, with another Doctor Who action figure review. Today, from a humanoid side of things, I'm going to be looking at part 1 of a multiple part video about the companions of the 3rd and 4th Doctor 3-pack of figures, which contains Sarah Jane Smith and 2 versions of the Time Lady Romana. Specifically, this is the 4th Doctor exclusive variant of the multi-pack, which contains specifically 4th Doctor era repaints of the figures, because the original version of the Sarah Jane mould was actually based on her 3rd Doctor appearance for the first time we saw Sontarans on screen. Whereas this is her Thal military outfit from Genesis of the Daleks Part 6. So, today's episode is going to focus on Sarah Jane. I'll get back to the 2 Romana variants later. But for those who don't know, this figure is the first version of Romana seen in the early episodes of the Key to Time story arc. And this one is the Destiny of the Daleks version, played by Lalla Ward, who was also Princess Astra in a previous episode, who she took inspiration from for her new regeneration appearance. I'll come back to Romana another time. So, today I'm going to focus on Sarah Jane, the most famous of the Doctor's companions aside from his granddaughter Susan. Sarah Jane has to this day met the most number of Doctors from what I've seen, and no, I am not counting the time that Clara jumped into the 11th Doctor's time stream and ended up as a shadow across every single adventure of every version of the Doctor. I don't count that as having actually met them, because she was just in the background, not interfering with events too much. Sarah Jane has actually interacted with and spoken to almost every version of the Doctor to date, at least up until the death of Elizabeth Sladen in 2011 anyway. So, she travelled through time with the 3rd, 4th and 10th Doctors. She, saved the 11th Doctor from his own funeral in the Sarah Jane Adventures spin-off series, and she met 1, 2 and 5 in the 5 Doctors episode, as well as 6 and 7 in the EastEnders crossover. Sadly, she never worked with number 8, number 9, the War Doctor, or anyone past Peter Capaldi's era, because of course Elizabeth Sladen passed away and Doctor Who was in a bit of a state of limbo at that point. However, the Sarah Jane character has done some stuff in the comic books that I've not fully researched yet, so I'll have to do a full vlog about the adventures of Sarah Jane Smith another time. But for now, articulation-wise, this figure has a 360-degree neck swivel, slightly hampered by the sculpting of the hair at the back. Full 360-degree swivel at the shoulders, but no outward movement, and no universal joint. Then you've got a bicep swivel, just under 90 degrees elbow bend, a wrist swivel, again slightly hindered by the rubbery sculpting of the hands and the shape of the solid plastic sleeves on the jacket, a waist swivel, ball jointed semi-universal hips that can't go backwards due to the shape of the sculpting because of that pocket on the backside there. No thigh swivel sadly, but you do get a just over 90 degrees knee bend, and there's a swivel at the boots as well for a sort of not quite ankle tilt type of thing. For size comparison, here is Sarah Jane next to 2 of the aliens that she's most well known for dealing with, the Slitheen and the Sontarans. Sarah Jane was, as I may have mentioned before, the first human to ever meet a Sontaran while travelling with the 3rd Doctor back in the 1970s. Also for size comparison, here she is next to a Transformers figure, Transformers Armada 2002 Demolisher to be exact. And that more or less concludes my review of Sarah Jane Smith. I've been Sound Blaster 1987, thanks again for watching, and my next video will be going over both versions of the Romana figure as a 2-in-1, and then after that will be my 2-part video about the original Tracy Beaker series, with part 1 being my monthly vlog for March of 2025, where I'll be covering the whole life of the Tracy Beaker character, and then my second video will be my first live-action TV show review, where I'll be looking back at the original Story of Tracy Beaker TV adaptation. Till then, till all are one.